Hey, good morning, free thinkers. The holidays are coming up, and I kind of reached out to some of the young men. I got 15 young men that I'm kind of mentoring. Got them some job with the city of New York. And just reach out to see how these guys were doing. So the other night, not last night, a couple nights ago, I contacted them. Five of them I didn't get in contact with, but even though I had a Zoom meeting to see where they are and what was going on with them. And then three more came on the line, two didn't come on the line. And believe it or not, the 10 of them are doing very well because a part of what I was teaching them is that you got to leave the block. You got to leave the neighborhood because a lot of times the people that you are around that seeing you doing good don't want you to lead. They're used to you. They're used to you being in the following role, right? They're used to you getting up in the morning. Everybody go to the corner, get your coffee, you get your blunt, and you stay there until whatever time. Some of these young men have some good women behind them. I'm not talking about their mothers, but some good women behind them. And I spoke to some of these women that wanted to know how did I get them off the corner to, because they've been trying to get them off the corner, trying to, push them, and seemed like it wasn't working. I said, well, sometimes, a woman can't make a man. A man could make a man, but a woman can't make a man. You could give birth to a child, but you can't make him into a man. So I was telling them that, for a while now I've been going out to the corner and speaking to these young men. I give them the postings, and in New York City, the fire department, EMS, Emergency Medical Services, under the fire department. You have the parks department, you have sanitation, you got the buildings department. So anytime I see these postings come out, I kind of like cross-reference them and go to the corner and show it to them and let them fill them out. A lot of them have their resumes on their phones, and they're very, very good with the information of how to download information and send to these agencies. So they've had their jobs. So on the Zoom, like I said, 10 actively, I could see them. Three, I could hear them talking, but their pictures, I can't see their faces. And two didn't come in until later on, but they finally came on. And I addressed them. I let them know, listen, there's no shame here, what happened. And, they backslide, The pressure got to them, the so-called friends are telling them, that they don't see them no more and what's going on with their lives. And instead of separating themselves from them, they decide to go back onto the corner. And asking them, well, what happened? They're drinking all night, smoking all night, and not showing up for their job on time. So the job is basically letting them know that they're going to terminate them. So I said, well, this is what I want you to do. Go in and resign, because if you resign on your own. If the city terminates you, they're going to have to put why they terminate you, which means you can't get another job with the city. So I need for you to go in. Those of you who the city already designated you to be terminated, just go in and let them know that you want to resign, right? And I'll give you some other postings so you could put back in for some other positions. So they said that they didn't want to let me down. So well, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed because I told you what happened to me as growing up. I had to separate myself from some of my so-called friends, and I've been through it to where they're letting me know that I sold out. I ain't at the corner no more hanging out with them. Now I'm almost 60 years old, and I've been back to the old neighborhood, and some of these guys are still at the corner, still with the bottle of liquor, still doing the same exact thing, and they're at a certain age. And there's a school down from the block where these guys are still shouting out to these girls, and these young girls are impressionable. They think these guys got something, and this is where these guys are. So I understand the peer pressure, but at some point you got to become your own leader and stop being a follower. So one of my talking points to them was that you have to move from the neighborhood. Okay, I moved from where I was in Brooklyn, and I moved to a different part of the five boroughs. Also bought several properties out of the state to where my wife called me Mr. Bi-Coastal. I'm always someplace. So I'm seeing different things. So I'm telling them that you don't have to be in a neighborhood at all the time. You could move to someplace else. Some of these guys have moved to Long Island. Some of them moved to White Plains. And like I said, they have some good women behind them because, you know, they were standing behind them, and to see that they have moved on and doing something for themselves. So 2025, God willing, I may be going to some weddings, you know, because I may be going to some weddings because I see that these guys took what I said. But for those who didn't take what I said, they're going to start all over again, and they're going to see that it's not as easy as it is to get back into the city. They had choices to make, and they didn't make the right choices. The people that they're trying to impress is still at the corner. Yes, they have a nice car. Yes, they do whatever they're doing, but there's only two exits for these people: jail or death. That's it. Jail or death. So you have to choose at some point in your life, what part of this do you want, okay, for yourself. That's why I said at some point in your life, you got to stop following people and lead, right? Because a lot of women don't want to follow somebody who can't lead. And that's when you have the problem, when you don't know how to lead. So, you know, just a little update of what's going on. I'm working on to get these guys back into the city, in the job, but they understand now the ramification of not paying attention to the ball, to the goal. They understand the ramification now, because I don't see them at the corner, because they figure if they see me, I'm going to ask them questions. That's your life. You made that mistake, not mine. But I'm going to try to get them back in. I'm always out there, want to advocate to help out young men, because, you know, when you don't step up and help them out, there's no programs in place for them. Some of these young men have children, and they have to tell them that, you know, you got to go down to child welfare and put yourself on child support. Believe it or not, put yourself on child support, because the three things are going to happen. They're going to take your license, you're going to have bad credit, and you're going to have a warrant out for your arrest for not paying child support. So you want to get ahead of these things so that when you decide to grow up, you have your license, which is, you need your license to drive. Okay, you need your credit to get a home, and you don't want to be arrested for child support. That makes no sense. So young men and free thinkers, this is just my little update. I'm going to update you guys in 2025, God willing, of what's going on with these 15 young men, free thinkers.